The NFL is making a huge mistake by not filing trademarks in the metaverse. The NFL should be filing metaverse-related trademarks immediately. Amir Adibi with the DBIP Group. Today we're going to be talking about intellectual property and the NFL. The NFL is an incredibly powerful brand. So many people are invested in watching the Super Bowl. So many people across different age groups, religions, ethnic backgrounds are invested in watch football. And so naturally, the NFL has the attention of many viewers, both domestically and internationally. And so it's essential for the NFL to protect their brand. It's essential for them to protect terms like Super Bowl and other aspects that's crucial to understanding and watching and following the sport. Because the NFL has such a large viewership, NFL and viewing rights are huge. And so it's sometimes the case that individuals can't, for example, watch the game that's playing for the team that they like only because of where they're geographically located. And sometimes individuals can't watch games because the rights interfere with those of others, and so they're not able to even tune in to watch their favorite sports team. And that's even assuming that they're willing to pay even to watch certain games, and even then they're not able to because any entity that doesn't actually have the rights. And so the NFL has tremendous incentive to protect and maintain their intellectual property rights. What's one of the most popular and famous sporting events? The Super Bowl, right? The Super Bowl draws a tremendous amount of viewers, and companies pay a lot of money to have advertisements during the game. Super Bowl ad commercials cost millions of dollars for 30-second placements. And so the term Super Bowl itself is a really strong mark that's protected by the NFL. They aren't going to allow apps or websites or third parties to just use the word Super Bowl without getting their authorization, because the Super Bowl is such a famous event. It's practically a holiday in this country. And so because the brand recognition is so strong, the NFL has every incentive to protect how it's used and how other people use the term Super Bowl. So the NFL trademarked Super Bowl in 1969. That's when they filed for their trademark protection. And ever since, they've had it renewed and continued to be in force. One thing that's really interesting is that even though the Super Bowl was streamed in some metaverse platforms in 2022, the last Super Bowl, the NFL, as far as we can tell, has not filed for any sort of protection on Super Bowl in the metaverse. When we did searching, we couldn't find any virtual world or non-fungible token type of marks for the metaverse or for any sort of these virtual worlds. What's interesting is that this is in contrast to the English Premier League, which has filed for protection in the metaverse and in these virtual worlds. So they've already filed trademarks trying to protect their brands in the metaverse. The NFL is making a huge mistake by not filing trademarks in the metaverse. The NFL should be filing metaverse-related trademarks immediately. This is for Super Bowl, for AFC, NFC, a lot of terms that they use that people tie to the football and to NFL, they need to be protecting in the metaverse. Even if they aren't necessarily associated with delivering those services now, they should be filing Section 1B applications, because even though their brand is really strong, they don't want to end up in a situation where they're trying to fight others that are trying to preemptively file and try to protect those marks in the metaverse before them. So it would save the NFL a tremendous amount of resources if they went ahead and filed Section 1B applications on these types of metaverse trademark filings that a lot of other companies are doing. They may think that because the NFL is the NFL and they have so much power and so much leverage that even if someone does try to file for protection in the metaverse, they'll be able to oppose them or cancel any such registrations. And even though that may be true, it would still be a very tactical move for them to be filing preemptively. Another reason why the NFL might also be really, really strict about regulating and controlling the use of Super Bowl is because they don't want the term to become generic. So they don't want people to, for example, end up just using Super Bowl for any sort of big competition that happens at the very end, that where whoever wins that is the ultimate victor. And so for a lot of reasons, they also would want that to be only associated with their final championship game. In this video, we talked about how the NFL, a really strong, powerful brand, how they leverage trademarks to protect their brand, including their name, their logos, and various other types of assets. My name is Amir Adibi. I'm with the DBIP Group. We are intellectual property professionals helping people protect their patents, trademarks, and copyrights. This is not legal advice. I strongly encourage all of you to seek legal counsel, especially if you're planning on doing any sort of business in the sports IP area?